Hi, this is Chase from the Fender booth at NAMM 2018. I'm here with Long and McQuade to run you through our new 6 pedals. All 6 were designed in-house by our team of engineers, both in Hollywood, California, and in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've got the level set buffer, the Benz compressor, Santana Overdrive, the Pugilist Distortion, the mirror image delay, and the marine layer reverb. The level set buffer was designed for players who are using multiple guitars to the same rig. You have 2 controls to help compensate for the variation in output level and tonality of your instruments. If you're going from something with single coils to something with humbucking pickups, you may get a little more output with a little less high-end content, so you can always compensate for that by adding a little bit of extra high-end and rolling back your volume a little bit. If you have noisy vintage-style single coils, maybe the high-end's a little bright, you can roll that back, and maybe the output's a little low and weak, so you can crank that a little bit here to make up for some of that gain lost going back and forth. The load toggle adds extra capacitance to your signal, so if you're running something that has really, really interfering high frequencies, that should level some of that out. It's an always-on pedal, but we do have a mute switch, and that kills it, so that way you can go from the tuner out to your tuner, have your tuner on at all times, and then not have that interrupt your signal path. And the next pedal we've got is the Benz compressor. It's fully analog compression, studio-style compression, where you have the ability to blend in your dry signal rather than just have your fully compressed signal at all times. This works really well for players who are looking for either like that country squish and you really want to dive in deep with heavy compression. You can go fully compressed signal, slam the front end of the compressor, and have a slow release time, so that way it just takes a long time for those notes to kind of develop and feed out. Or you can roll it back, add in more of your natural clean pick attack so you get some natural articulation, bring the drive back a little bit, and have a little bit of a quicker release, so that way it's a little smoother. So I can give you a little bit of a feel for that. The next pedal we've got is the Santana Overdrive. It's a high voltage FET-driven overdrive, so it reacts very similar to how a tube amp would react. You can get some really nice saturation, crank the drive, roll the volume back on your guitar, and it cleans up a little bit. We also have an onboard boost that can be either a drive boost and add extra gain in your signal, or just a level boost. So if you have your gain set where you want it, but you need some extra volume for solo sections or different parts of songs, you can do that too and just get a clean boost out of it. It has 2 different voices, so if you're using an amp that is inherently bright or has a bright cap or a bright channel, this will smooth out some of the high end, but for regular flat responding amplifiers, you can go ahead and use the A channel and you get really nice even response. The tone stack is set up just like an amplifier. You've got your treble, or your bass, mids, and treble with your presence control for upper mid-range frequencies, your output for your overall output level, and then your gain here. So the next pedal we have here is the Pugilist Distortion. It's a 2 gain, dual gain engines here with independent tone and gain for each. The A side has a little bit less gain on tap, while the B side can get pretty hairy. You can blend the 2 here using this blend control, or you can stack the A on top of the B by going into series mode. We have a bass boost available, so if you're missing a little extra low end, you can kick that on. Or if you feel like your response is just fine, you can leave it the way that it is on there. So. The next pedal we have here is our mirror image delay. It's a digital delay that does digital, analog emulation and tape emulation with 2 variations for each. You have the ability to control modulation on each of your delay settings. You have a long delay time available on tap for each, and then your feedback control and your regular wet-dry mix there. The final pedal that we have here is the Marine Layer Reverb. Again, it's set up in a similar fashion to the delay, where you have 3 different types of reverb, 2 variations for each, and then you have a low pass filter that you can engage if your reverb is a little bright and you want it to kind of be dark and a little more moody. You've got your classic hall reverb, your room reverb, and then special reverb with 2 variations. The variations on the special reverb, you have a modulated cathedral sound, and then you have the popular shimmer sound. So these were all designed with the player in mind. So we have a couple different features that we have here. We have the backlit LED lights, so you can see where you are, where your settings are on a dark stage. If you're at home and you don't necessarily need that extra help, you can just switch that off and it goes away right there. They're made of anodized aluminum, so they're really like lightweight and rugged at the same time. We've got our classic Fender amp jewel on there. And then the coolest feature to me is this magnetic latching battery door. So you don't need a screw, a thumb screw, or anything to really get in and out to change batteries on the fly. It's super quick and easy. It's a nice stable magnet too, so it's not gonna flap around while you're on the road or gigging. So those are the 6 pedals coming out from Fender. Thank you for joining us at the Fender booth at Winter NAMM 2018.